Today we're going to talk about the portal of possibility, and we're going to talk about how to overcome fear when it comes to stepping forward in your purpose and your mission, because often your purpose will bring panic out in you. It's not anything to shy away from. This is a place where we are creating a safe space for possibility, for you to live in all that is your limitless potential and all that is available to you in this world. And we also want to create a space where we can allow the fear and the panic and whatever else is coming up, but not to overtake or control us or to stop us. So the first thing we're going to talk about is possibility. I want you to define what is possible for you. And I want you to think about, what does possibility mean to you? So if you could have anything you want in the world, because often when people are working with me, they start with this very refined idea of what is possible based on what is realistic, what's available to me right now. And we are working with the quantum field and manifestation, and we are working with soul liberation. And when you do that, it's not about what's possible to you, it's about what you want. That is when you can actually tap into limitless potential in a way you never have before. So this is your time to define possibility. So I've asked some questions in the worksheet. I want you to just dive in and create this portal for yourself, okay? And then do a daydream activation. Daydreaming is not a waste of time. Your imagination is the portal, okay? It is the literal portal to your soul, to other dimensions, to your gifts, to all that you want. And so when we daydream, we are actually creating in another dimension. And then as soon as we clear the belief systems and the programs that say that daydream is impossible, that daydream, that thing that we want, collapses into our time and reality. So I want you to just take a moment to daydream today after you have defined possibility. And I want you to think of the most expansive version of your life, not what you feel is available to you right now, not what feels realistic. If you are doing this out of what is realistic, then you're not getting the point. And I would come back to this when your mind is a little bit more expanded. And I say that with love, but you need to do this with a delusional mindset of everything you want is freaking possible, because it is. I don't care how old you are, how young you are, how experienced or inexperienced, everything you want is possible. So I want you to think of the most expansive version of your life, the wildest dream you've ever even dared to say out loud, okay? And I want you to visualize this. And then I want you to build a regular portal ritual. This is something where maybe you start your day every day by lighting a candle to say, what's possible for me today? How can I tap into that limitless potential? How can I tap into possibility today? Maybe you create a vision board that you go and look at every day, some type of a portal for you, okay? That this reminds you of what you want. And then I put some other exercises on here that you can go through. Here's the other thing I want you to do before we get into overcoming fear. I want you to create a space that you go to when the limiting mindsets start to come in that aren't necessarily fear. They're probably rooted in fear, but this is where the part of you that says, like, I really want to start that business, but feels like a lot of work. I'm not going to see the results for 5 years. I, really want to meet my person, but I just don't know if I have time to meet my person right now. I don't know if whatever comes up. Okay. Yes, it's all rooted in fear, but it's coming up as limited possibilities, limiting beliefs. I want you to create a space. I have a space that I go to in my house, and I sit down in that space, because then my body, my nervous system, every part of me recognizes, oh, we're going here in this space here. I know everything is possible. Then I tap in, and this is where I will say to myself, we are holding the vision, and I hold the vision of what I want, knowing it's available. This is the space where none of my limiting beliefs or fears can interfere. Outside of this space, I'll process them. I will sit with them. I will work with them. I will do all the things. In this space, I only focus on possibility. Everything I want is possible. So when I start to feel really defeated, I go to this space, because that reignites me. And I can just sit there and be like, okay, whew, hold the vision. We're going to hold the vision. We know that this is possible. This desire would not exist in our hearts if it was not possible for us. I would not want to do this if it wasn't meant for me. I would not be guided to do this if it wasn't meant for me. I know that I can collapse time and reality to make this possible. I know that this is meant for me. I know that I came here to have this experience, and I will go through whatever I need to go through to get myself back to the possibility. Doesn't mean I'm not going to process the emotions and the limiting beliefs and the wounds that are coming up. But the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to the space of possibility, because I don't want my vibration sending out anything confusing to the universe. And then I want to talk about fear, okay? Because at this stage of the journey, purpose can trigger panic. Because when you know who you are and you know why you're here, you can no longer ignore it. It's like right in front of your face, okay? And I want you to just know how to override it because it's just such a normal, it's such a normal part of this process, right? You spend years wanting to know your purpose, wondering what it is, wondering who you are, what's the meaning of this life, what am I like, endless amounts of questions. And this program helped you answer so many of those questions. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh shit, now I have to do something with it. And that fear, that panic comes up and it's totally normal. So I want you to understand that it happens because your old identity is being threatened. You've created this new version of yourself. Again, not really a new version of yourself. It's the true version of yourself, but you've created this. You created this vision. You're tapping into what makes you unique, what makes you freaking awesome. This old identity is being threatened. So old junk is going to come up to try to stop you. It's going to require a new level, okay? A new level of visibility, a new level of power, a new level of using your voice, a new level of being who you are and not watering yourself down. And it asks you to face potential rejection, judgment, and misunderstanding. That's not likely to happen, but it asks you to face that that's possible. It asks you to break loyalty to old roles. Maybe you were always the caretaker, the problem solver, the invisible one, the achiever, whatever it is. That doesn't align to you anymore. That's uncomfortable to break that role that other people are used to you playing. So there's a whole list of reasons here as to why it happens. This is what it can look like, though. I want you to understand these common responses. I need more time. I need more certifications. I need more training. What if people think I'm full of myself? What if I succeed and then I lose it all? This feels like way too much pressure. I feel like I'm being rushed. I can do that once I'm more healed, once I'm ready. There's no way I can make that much money doing something I love. Maybe you're just avoiding the opportunities that would move you forward. Maybe, I've even seen clients manifest physical illnesses to keep them stuck, manifest big chaotic relationships. Like all of a sudden it's like their spouse wants a divorce or there's this huge blow up, or I've seen them manifest so many different things. And as soon as they clear the subconscious fear and the panic that they're having around their purpose, everything gets quiet. The illness goes away, family chills out, like everything gets in line. But I have seen clients manifest so many things into existence so that they didn't have to face their purpose. So just be aware if that comes up for you. Write down anything you're experiencing now or you think you could experience. And then I want you to think about, like, what is the fear response, right? Is it being seen? Is it more responsibility? Is it the possibility of failure? Is it feeling exposed, right, to rejection? Like whatever it is. And then we rewire that. So for each fear, I want you to ask, is it true? Is it just unfamiliar? What is my nervous system trying to protect myself from? How can I find safety in this moment without shrinking my dream? So for example, if I speak my truth, I'll be attacked or I'll be abandoned. No, we're rewiring that. That's an old wound. That's old. That was in an old timeline. In this timeline, this version of me, I only attract people who celebrate my truth. And I protect myself with boundaries, not silence. And so you create these new truth statements. And do you see how, like, I say them with such conviction, like I'm almost offended at the limiting thought? Because I've done so much work on myself to get to a point where I'm like, in the beginning, that was not the case. It took a long while. So not a long while, but it took a few months. Well, it took like 6 months to really reprogram these thoughts. But here's the thing, I didn't stop showing up. I was still posting content. I was still creating from that space. I was allowing myself to be witnessed in my evolution, right? And if you were to go back and look at my very first video to today, it's a totally different version of me, but I allowed people to witness me in the evolution. I didn't wait till I was like perfect or ready or the version of me that I wanted to be experienced. I just started showing up raw. And that's why things worked for me. That's why things will work for you. So I want you to just create 3 to 5 safety statements, right? Because these beliefs are going to come up, okay? And you just need to have safety statements in place. It's safe for me to be seen, safe for me to speak my truth. The more I speak, the safer I am. I don't have to be perfect to be impactful. The people I am meant to serve can only find me if I show up. So think about this. I want you to start just thinking, what small, consistent steps can you start taking towards your purpose while you work through these fears? Because we don't stop moving towards our purpose. We don't stop moving forward. We move with fear, okay? That's courage. So we move through the fear. So it's one thing you could do. I made a list here. Maybe you post online. Maybe you tell one trusted person what you're stepping into. Maybe you speak your mission out loud to somebody, whatever it is. Just start taking like little steps forward so you can work through the fear as it comes up. Your purpose is part of your liberation. So a lot of times people think when they get to this point, like, oh, I'm liberated by now, this should be easier. No, your purpose is a part of your liberation. So the fear you're feeling is sacred. It's waking something up inside of you, okay? Feel the fear, but move forward anyway. Allow it to be more exciting than it is scary. Reprogram your mind that the unknown is a beautiful place and the unknown is where magic and divinity and miracles can happen, okay? You can't do that in the status quo. So you got this. I'm sending you a lot of love.